Hi guys, welcome back to another stream. You're all doing okay? Hi guys, welcome back to another stream. You're all doing okay? Hi guys, welcome back to another stream. Thanks Twitch. Twitch apparently redirected to my channel and started playing the video again. I was wondering why I could hear myself again. So yeah, today we're going to be continuing Phantasy Star III Generations of Doom. We didn't really get very far in it last stream, so we're still more or less right at the start. Exactly, yeah, instead of one, you get about 3 of me. That's how I operate the channel, you see. I've got a few clones hidden away to take over now and again. Hope you're doing alright, Mist, as well. And Gob as well. So yeah, we really didn't get very far on this last time. Now, I have tried to install one of the mods to improve the movement speed. I haven't been able to do it properly. So I need to look and see how to actually make that work. So hopefully for the next stream we'll have better movement speed. So today we are stuck with this. So enjoy that. Yeah, we'll get started more or less straight away, I think. Again, we are very near the start of the game, so all we know so far is that our bride-to-be got abducted, and we are basically setting out to try and find her. That's more or less all we know so far. We know there's like 2 competing either factions or beings. Hi Boink and Drac as well. Yeah, we also know that using escapipes is very dangerous at the start of the game. Actually really enjoyed this game when I played it on GBA, just hate the chiptune music. The soundtrack I'm very mixed on so far. Like this I don't mind, but as we discovered last time, the battle music at the start of the stream, at the start of the battles, is awful. It's fine once you actually do something in battle, and it'll shift to one of the other variants, but the one that it starts with is awful. So just before I get started, I will just check the guide and see where we need to go next. Again, sorry, the music will kind of cut out because, again, this collection for some reason doesn't allow you to alt-tab away without losing the volume. So apologies for that. Yeah, so we are still super early. So we did talk to an NPC who said that they liked cyborgs. And apparently that NPC has a ship, but we need a cyborg, apparently. We don't have a cyborg at the minute. So we need to head to a town called Ilan, apparently. Okay. Which will probably take the whole stream, given that this is how fast we can move. Yeah, we need to acquire a cyborg, which I still find very strange because the sort of whole aesthetic of the game so far is very sort of traditional fantasy. I get that it's meant to be later on there's maybe been like a technological regression, which makes a lot of sense, but then also you've got cyborgs. So unless the cyborgs have been around since a higher technology time, potentially. Cease chirper killing. Okay, so we are here at the minute, so we just need to go east from here, I think it is. Yeah, just past the bridge to the east. Yeah, the ancient Roman cyborgs. So I'm going to assume it's over here somewhere. Well, that is a bridge to the east. I'm assuming the main go past the bridge. There's that battle theme for you. See, now it's like, fine. Oh, I'm poisoned already. Thank you for the poison, Lily. And these you don't even have a chance to dodge the poison, you just get poisoned. So if poison works the same in this as it does in the other games, I think it just prevents you from healing. So if that's the case, there's not necessarily a need for me to get rid of it yet. silly humour I can't cast anti yet. I should probably say as well, my voice is not great today. I think it's because it's super humid at the minute in the UK. It's awful, the weather here at the minute. I do not cope with hot weather. I'm used to rain, and that is what I'm used to. Cold and rain. I don't do hot weather at all. And my voice is horrendous today, so yeah, apologies if my voice cuts out. I have a feeling it might be over the bridge. I'm not seeing a whole lot here. UK hot weather hold 10 degrees Celsius. It is currently... Well, it's 23 at the minute. 23 degrees Celsius at the minute, but it was up to about 26 earlier. Which, that's too hot for me. I know that's not hot for a lot of people, but it is for me. Still can't hear you well from your left ear. Oh, sorry to hear that, dude. I know how it feels. It's awful having, like, sinusitis, especially when it starts blocking your ears as well. I don't know if this is the right place. This seems like a bad idea. Moose. Yeah, these are a bit too high. I think we're going to go over the bridge. Yeah, we're just going to die, so let's just like reload immediately. So I'm guessing that the guide is not particularly clear there. And it's actually across the bridge to the south, because that doesn't seem like a place we can really go to yet. Let's try it this way. .24 in London. Might have been hotter during the day. Buses aren't blasting the AC yet, so everything feels hotter. It's horrible. 19 here right now. 19 I could probably cope with. That's fine. Just, you know, I'm from the UK, we're not used to nice weather. For Phantasy Star 1 and 2 to 3, it's like regress to console generations. Remember your party member being somewhere in the mountains or forest. Well, there is something there with an airstrip. I mean, I guess I'll check it out. That is apparently not accessible yet. Maybe that's something we can use later. It's been a hot minute since you played this. Yeah, this is literally my first time playing 3. Also, I should probably say, if you like the classic Phantasy Star stuff, there will be a video going live on Tuesday for non-members, which is sort of my impressions of Phantasy Star 2, having played through it. So that'll be going live on Tuesday to everyone. Members can access that already. There's also a little update on the podcast that I'm doing as well. So we have recorded the first episode of the podcast now. And I think Kathy is hoping the podcast to go live next Tuesday, I believe. Just like PSO Easter event wrappies, these also don't drop Easter eggs. I mean, to be fair, the egg wrappies in PSO don't even show up for me at the minute. I get every rare enemy in Temple apart from egg wrappies. Several times. Maybe it's this town. This looks identical to the last town. Welcome to our town of Ilan, Traveller. So it's not... well, I mean, you are exactly the same NPC in exactly the same place as the last town, but this is a different town. Okay. they don't exist. I mean, that's how I feel at the minute. Yeah, I haven't seen a single one. Okay, so we are in Ilan, so we need to go to the north. We probably do need to farm a bit as well because we do need some money for better gear. I watched your stream yesterday and can confirm your terrible luck. Would you eat a rappy themed peep candy? Maybe. I do like how everyone's got the same fashion sense in these places and everyone wears the same clothes. Arachio destroyed Laia 1,000 years ago. I mentioned him 1,000 years again. Don't do that. Nothing ever good comes of it. The old man won't let me on his boat unless I have a cyborg. Now, where can I find a cyborg? Wish I knew. I saw one of Laia's people at a lake by the northeastern forest. The woman never blinked. I thought that's the thing you noticed, that she just wasn't blinking. Well, that to me feels like a subtle hint where to go. I'm going to assume there's probably nothing else of interest here. Let's check the weapon shop, see what's in. How much money do we even have anywhere? Probably not much. 66. Yeah, we are not quite at the level to buy the stuff here. Surprised they're not blinking is they don't have any detail in the models. It's really funny because the sort of the sprite for the characters, because you can't see any detail on the face, the first thing it reminded me of was like the original version of Final Fantasy VIII. You know, all the memes about Squall, where like, you know, you're the most beautiful guy here, and you just can't see any of his face. Believe it or not, this is actually a larger game data size than Phantasy Star II. What were they doing? So that is slightly too expensive for us, bearing in mind that we have 66 Mazetta. So maybe we won't be buying anything. I suddenly feel extremely poor. Actually, was there a hunting knife in there? Because I think we do need to upgrade to a hunting knife at some point, if we don't have one already. What are we even using? We have a short sword at the minute. Oh, shit sword. And not much else. So did you have any kind of base weapon upgrade? There is a hunting knife for 180. We do have a short sword already. So that, given it's more expensive, that might be better. So maybe we want armor next. I guess what I'm saying is, it seems there's a lot less detail to the graphics, especially the battle graphics. It's very, very simplified down, isn't it, I think, from Phantasy Star II. I mean, I guess if you compare the towns... I mean, the thing is, they're so different art style, it's kind of hard to compare them. Maybe there's a little bit more detail in the towns in 3, but there is also a lot of reused assets. I'm not saying there wasn't in 2 as well, but... I think that is the church, I think? Yeah, this is the armor one here. Yeah, I mentioned it last stream, and I know a lot of people say this is kind of like the black sheep of the classic games. And even after playing it for a little bit last stream, I can already tell why. There is some nice art. I mean, like, for example, the sprite art in the shop there for the, you know, for the shop attendant. I think that's pretty nice art, honestly. I also just wish the background wasn't that colour. Okay, so we do have some stuff there. I don't if any of that is really usable for us. So the minute we just have garment and boots. Okay, so we could do it like a buckle item. I don't know if we can get one yet. Yeah, there is some very, very ugly UI in this. Pea green gets you in the mood to shop. It is a horrible colour. I don't know why they decided of all the colours, that's the one we need. Okay, so it says rest up before going ahead. Fair enough. So yeah, it's kind of awkward because we obviously need to farm, but the enemies also give virtually no Mazetta. It's called northeast of Ilan. There is a small lake surrounded by trees, apparently. Are you going to poison me immediately? Game has a Vampire Hunter D quality to it. Vampire Hunter D also had bio monsters. I'm going to assume that maybe we use this later on. I'm guessing maybe if there's like an airship or something, maybe. I do want to install mods, Drac. I don't know if you heard when I mentioned it, but I did try to install the faster walking mod. But you need to basically use like a loader or something to actually get it to install properly. So I'm going to try and get it sorted for next week. It's just when we're doing the podcast and everything this week, I just haven't had a chance. So I'm trying to get it sorted for next week, so I've at least got fast movement speed. Maybe I'll try and look for one with increased Mazetta as well. I just don't want to change the fundamentals of the game too much. Although maybe I do with Phantasy Star III. Hi Richard. Good to see you. Love how it pops out the ground like an angry Monty Moore from Mario. Okay, so you're saying northeast of Ilan. That is the scary place where I got almost one shot. I guess we need to go there. It does say level 4. We are level 4, but we've got terrible gear. Watch the earlier stream about poison. That is a new enemy. That is a toad with wings. I mean, that's something. Please give me like tons of money because I really need it. I mean, it leveled me up, but it gave me 5 Mazetta. Going hard with the parallax clouds. They really love the parallax effects in these games. I wouldn't have called it a toad either, but it was literally called Glow Toad. Yeah, I've never seen that enemy. That's the first time it's popped up. I do wish it would heal you when you level. It's always been a bugbear in RPGs, that with me, when you don't heal and level up. Unfortunately, you do quite a bit of damage to need to heal again. So it's going to be a very slow advance this, because basically the money we're using to heal is what we're earning from the fights, more or less. I think once we've got a second party member, it should be fine. It's just getting to the place that has it. Closer to a spider than a toad with 8 limbs. Hey, Pika. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save there, just in case one of those big things jumps me again. Now we've got chirpers. Interesting that they call them chirpers first, not rappies. I wonder when they actually start calling them rappies. Maybe a rappie is like an upgrade of a chirper or something, I don't know. So like 3 Mazetta, it's nothing. Because I need to go northeast until I find a small lake surrounded by trees. It's not even a good night's rest. I also hate how everything is faster than me. Definitely call that in Phantasy Star IV. I think I said this last time, but I do find it funny that as maligned as this game is, it gave us like the main mascot for Phantasy Star. So it should be around here somewhere, I'm guessing. Oh, we've got another one of those guys again. I don't like they can survive an attack. I feel like Phantasy Star 2 looks better than 3. I would agree with you. I've got 10 Mazetta from that. Big money. Playing Pokemon, I was finding Rattatas in the grass. Alright, we're still okay at the minute. I'm going to save it though, just because if we get jumped by more than one of those, they have fight and they do like 14 damage with it, which is far too much at this level. Can't believe this guy went out to war by himself at level 1 with no magic or items. Yeah, he didn't think it through. I can get 2 good nights rest for that much, yeah? Oh, it said it's northeast. Is it like up here? No, because you can't go that way. So I'm looking at the map and it looks more like these mountains directly above me. If they are meant to be mountains, it's really hard to tell. It doesn't look like the ones to the right of me. A single chirper. Go around the trees to the left. Oh, okay, fair enough. I had a feeling I was going the wrong way because the map started to change. Oh god, that music is so bad. Do at least like the overworld map theme, it's nice. Yeah, I think Drac was saying last stream that apparently it changes as you get more party members. From a narrative standpoint, at least Phantasy Star 2 gives you 2 story hooks at the beginning. Who or what is near and what's happening with Mother Brain. Yeah. No, I haven't tried Expedition 33. I've seen a few people playing it and it seems to be popping off quite a lot. I'd honestly heard nothing about the game, so it was totally new to me from the release, really. People seem to be enjoying it though. Little dude was just chilling, pure rappies. He attacked me. Rappy shot first. Why is that starting music so bad? I will never get over how bad that is. Expedition 33 gave me Lost Odyssey vibes. That's a blast from the past. This game is pretty much just Dragon Quest 1. So I'm guessing, what, maybe here? No, there is a person there. I'm going to assume we go there. Okay, we did surprise them. Don't just instant kill me. One thing I find very weird about the battle in this, I think I mentioned it last time, is that sometimes it will kind of just hang. So you'll do your attack and then the game will just kind of sit there and just won't do anything for a bit. And you can't press anything. It's just like the game hangs as if it's thinking about something. It's really weird. It's weird because it was never a problem in like Phantasy Star II. How we're looking for health. 30, that's not bad. It's a moose or a moose. Really sad this game didn't pan out so well. With a lot of the supplementary material for it, they really actually did care about it. I mean, I can tell that a lot of sort of thought and everything has gone into it. It's just unfortunately not very well realised from what I can tell so far. I mean, again, I'm really early in the game, so maybe I'm not in a position to judge yet. But I'm going to save it before I talk to this person. Right, go on, how would you pronounce that? Is it Miu? No, I'm not one of Liar's people, Prince. Miu, okay. I'm not one of Liar's people, Prince. I'm a combat cyborg, designation Miu type. Miu. Well, that is very convenient that you're a cyborg. I've been waiting for 1,000 years for you. Said it again. When will people learn that you can't talk about 1,000 years in Phantasy Star? I know. Yeah. I'm going to assume... Is she the first cast we've run into then? The cyborgs are lucky if that guy is anything to go by, yeah. He did say cyborgs are lucky. So she is the OG cast. Only a descendant of Arakio can command me. Miu joins your party. Let's go. There's another one that has better rep. To me, you. Okay, so let's check her out. She has... Oh, are we really doing this again from Phantasy Star II? But everyone is level 1. Oh, I don't like that. I guess it's how they make you grind in the game, and I suppose it's a way of getting some money. Because now we need to level her. First cast and it's not a badass refrigerator, what a shame. Yeah, I suppose so, Tricky, yeah. I suppose like the definition of it is like a human-machine hybrid, isn't it? That's how it's normally portrayed anywhere, cyborg. Cyborgs in this game are the catch-all term for mechanical being. All mechanical enemies are classified as cyborgs. Okay. She better make clunking noises when walking. One I'm talking about is bulkier, but is not PSO Raycast fridge build. Had to work up to the Raycast, you know? Right, let's check Miu. Wait, she has TP. I just realised that. Sometimes level 1 does not equal level 1 in this game. Okay. Yeah, the music has changed, hasn't it? Yeah. It's subtle, but yeah, but there is. Mew is level 1 intentionally because her level cap is a lot higher than the rest of your characters. Okay, that's really odd, but quite interesting actually. So it looks like she's got, from what I can tell there from stats, her damage looks okay. Skill looks really good. Compared to... How does her speed compare as well? 16. 17. So she's 16 speed at level 1. Okay. Does Japanese have a term for android or cyborg? I know DBZ referred to Android 17 and 18 artificial persons in the Japanese release. I'm not sure, honestly. Yeah, this menu is rough. UI is not the strong point of this game at all. Again, though, I will say, again, I think the sprite art is actually quite nice. No, that really isn't too bad. It's just the rest of it. Okay, so we have got Mew, so I would assume now we can head to the guy who likes cyborgs. Now let's see if we can get her back without her getting destroyed. Probably not what we want to run into immediately. Don't use fire. She was in the middle of nowhere. She was. She said she was just waiting there for 1,000 years for us, which is very nice of her. It was a rappy, or, well, the game calls it a chirper. Does she come with charge mechs? I don't think she has them yet, unfortunately, no. So I think, was it this way, I think? The attack animation for Mew as well kind of looks like a claw. I mean, I've got to say, there is definitely sort of a whiff of Nier about the design. Can you use the monitor? I think monitor, was that it was a map, wasn't it, I think? Yeah, that would probably help. That is a interesting map. It's probably the best way I'm going to put that. I'm actually struggling to tell what we're even looking at. I mean, I can tell obviously the flashing dot is where we are. Are the other two circles different planets, or I don't know. UI is not too strong point either, and while 4's combat UI is much better, all the fun glitches are from the menu being broken. I love how Darkfalls was Darkfalls. That is hilarious to me. Yeah, it's just because of the katakana they use in Japanese for it. It's like Farasu, which can be translated as phallus. It is quite unfortunate. It looks like planet. Whether it is, I have no idea. So I think the town was back over here. Yes, it is. The plot thickens. Yeah, I'm well aware that there's still a lot that I'm not privy to yet. Okay. Maybe it's for a temp. Okay, actually, maybe just every single female NPC looks like this. I would call Phantasy Star II's Dark Falls a lot worse than that. I think it was this guy, wasn't it? I think. Hello, I have returned with an android, or sorry, a cyborg. Welcome aboard. There's someone holed up in the cave on the island. I hear he stole a gem. So we are continuing the tradition of plot points that don't really explain anything yet. Can't believe they put Dark Falls in the treasure chest. Did they run out of space for an overworld sprite? I did wonder if maybe they had to rush the ending or two. I'm not sure. It was a very weird ending, but the whole Dark Falls in a box thing was extremely strange. It was Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny. Just lots of clones of them. I did need a lucky cyborg to board a boat. Now, we've got a cyborg. Whether she's lucky or not, we haven't determined that yet. Okay, so do we actually use the boat yet or not? No. Okay, now it's actually recommending that I need to grind before I go on the boat. So enjoy this. We're looking for health. We are fine. Looks more like a Master System game than a Mega Drive game. I should perhaps check the skills at some point and see if I've got any. Is it like some kind of nautical superstition? It could be. The downside is it plays that music longer all while I'm looking for this. Oh, she actually has stuff. Oh, she's got all these already. Jesus. Okay, I think we've established she's a lucky android. It's actually really funny, isn't it? Yeah, she's the first cast and she's a forecast, or a forecasile. Not sure if this is canon or established in the game, but I guess the old guy feels cyborgs are lucky because Iraqis had cyborgs and androids for the war versus lions having magic and tech. Oh, okay, yeah, that would make sense then, wouldn't it? Because I suppose if they won, then maybe they think that... Yeah, maybe they think that the cyborgs are lucky because of that. Forecast is real. Tech system is way different in this game. Yeah, it is kind of throwing me that Reese has no text, but our cast does. I think what we do is, I think we go over here near this town because the fights were a little bit better. And maybe the level's a bit quicker. Again, I apologise that a lot of these streams will unfortunately be a bit of grinding. Same as Phantasy Star II. I don't think there's any way around it. Well, at least we have a second party member now. That is going to help. One of these guys again. Yeah, it's called a glow toad. The hanging after each attack is so bad. To be fair, all casts in PS are androids and she's a cyborg. Yeah, I guess so. I guess there is like a distinction between them. We love padded game time. Gotta get the hours in. I would love if someone made a mod to change the battle music. Honestly, just give me a mod that changes the battle music to Rise or Fall from Phantasy Star II. Yeah, exactly. Rise or Fall was an absolute banger. I don't hate the battle music in this once it starts properly. I don't love it, but yeah, the first bit, not so much. I mean, this battle theme still isn't amazing. On it, boss. I imagine someone has probably done it. Using different sound drive, possibly. Oh wow, 3 enemies. One of the most iconic Phantasy Star tracks. I loved Rise and Fall, definitely. This I don't think is particularly memorable. Reese has been poisoned. Oh, so you do poison as well? Me leveled? If it was featured in Trick Track, it's a banger. Yeah, I think we've established that a song has to be a banger to be able to be in Trick Track, because Trick Track is entirely banger. And I'm saving a lot, but it's really easy to just get jumped by a fight that'll just kill you in these games. Right, let's have a look at our techniques. Wait, Garesta only costs 1 more TP than Resta. Anti costs more than Reverser. How does one access the other side? Are the other ones, I'm guessing them must be like battle text, I'm guessing. I'm assuming that ones in this menu are the ones you can use outside a battle, because I can't select the ones on the right. That would make sense. Yeah, I think it must be battle text, because I think on Phantasy Star II they're on like a separate menu. Don't question it. Yeah, the flea image in the battle is super funny and fits the initial music too. Let's have a use Resta. At least we have a way to heal without having to spend money. I mean, we're going to spend TP, which we're inevitably going to have to recover anyway, but it lets us go for a bit longer at least. Advice, I usually max out Girez because it's extremely handy against bosses who can damage all members of the party. Also conserves technique points since it's the same cost as Res. You can heal everyone in the group with 1 or 2 casts versus 5. If I have a group of multiple healers, I'll max out 1 Reverser just in case someone dies during a critical fight. So you're on about maxing out text, so do texts actually level up in this then? In this game, Girez is a mass heal, okay. So I just got used to the text in Phantasy Star 2, and now they're changing it. Oh, I think I remember seeing that shop actually near here. Yeah, I think I stumbled on it last stream. Let's check that out actually. I think this was a church, but I seem to remember it's like hidden somewhere. Maybe the shield with the diagonal stars, okay. Let's check what this one is. I think, were you the anti-NPC, I think? Yeah, Reese is actually poisoned, so we can get rid of that, I guess. The origin of custom PA arts. So, I mean, you know, I'll give them some credit. At least they were trying some new stuff. I know a lot of the things they tried in this really did not land, but at least they were trying things and experimenting a bit. I'll give it some credit for that. Ah, this one. It's been a while. Ah, no worries. Technique distribution cost 10%. Yeah, I'm assuming that's it. Let's see what it does. So, whose tech distribution needs to be altered? New. Heal tech, order tech. I'm going to assume, I could be wrong on this, I'm assuming order techs are the ones that you use in battle. Yeah, I would have liked them to experiment with the UI a bit, rather than going with this lovely shade of whatever it is. The game was critically acclaimed when it came out. It's quite surprising, actually. So was it mainly just like Phantasy Star fans that weren't a big fan of it then? Because I know obviously it tends to be not so much looked down on, but it's not held in the same regard typically as the other games. Or was it just because when Phantasy Star 4 came out, 4 just blew it away? Not that I've played 4 yet, but it's all I ever hear about it. Okay, this is weird. Okay, so you move this around and it distributes the number of like icons for each tech. So I'm going to assume that the more of them there are for a tech, the more effective it is. So if I wanted more rest, I would do that. I like how it just doesn't explain it either at all. Yeah, was this the inspiration for columns? So I guess that would give you like max resta, I guess. And I guess that would give you max giresta. One of my friends I introduced to the classic series actually prefers 3 to 1. I can't really say anything on that because obviously the version of 1 that I played was the Sega Ages version on the Switch, which has tons of quality of life. And I really enjoyed the first game, but I don't know how I would have felt if I'd have played the actual original version. Coming to these games later, the main reason I stopped playing was because I could just as easily play Phantasy Star 4. What does level 1 anti-cure? I mean, it's an interesting system is one way to put it. I kind of feel they could have just said, like, you have ever so many skill points, you can spend this many on this tech, rather than giving us this. I'm also going to assume that this gets bigger later on because it seems like a lot of unused space. So I guess for now, we could just max Giresta, since people said it was a good idea. I'm going to assume that we can readjust this at any point. Does level 1 reverse or revive 100% of the time? I have no idea. I do wonder how reverse improves. Like, does it prevent you from using it more than once or something, or? So, did I do that? Oh, reverse and anti can fail. Okay, that's actually really interesting. So, did I do that? Yes, I did, okay. Making them stronger makes them succeed more often. Okay, fair enough. Well, we'll go with get arrested for now. Please be careful. I'm not going to explain what we're doing here, but please be careful anyway. Sky, I'm 1 hour away from taking my last college exam ever. I think I'm cooked. Why do you think you're cooked? Have you prepared for it? Might be able to see the strength of some of the text in the menu. Okay. For what it's worth, remote as well. Obviously, I really hope that you do really well in the exam. But I will say to anyone who does exams as well, you know, it's not the end of the world if you don't get what you want, because I dropped out of uni. So, I tried to do games design in uni and I dropped out of it. And a total career change, and I'm in a perfectly decent career now. So it's certainly not the sort of be all end all. Best you kind of think it's just the nerves. Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do about nerves. I'd be the same if I was in an exam situation, honestly. But yeah, hope it all goes okay for you though, dude. It'll probably be one of those things where once you've got it done, you'll feel massively relieved. I always forget it's exam season now, isn't it? There's a lot of people going through them at the moment. Oh, so I'm just looking at this actually now. So these numbers for the text, so these are not these not the TP costs then as well? Is this the level of the tech? Oh, it increases the cost as well. Appreciate it. We'll let you know how it goes. Back to studying. Good luck, dude. Hope it all goes well. One TP reverse, I thought. It'll probably fail every single time, but it's one TP. So let's see then. So we have a very low level rester at the minute. Let's just try using it. You see, that cost 5 TP, not 3. Now I'm confused. Yeah, that's very weird and very confusing. UI design. Don't remember the cost changing when you redistribute. My bad, thought it was cost. Well, to be fair, I mean, I think anyone who plays pretty much any RPG would think that it was the cost, because you go into your tech menu, it shows you the tech with a number next to it. Like, for me, looking at that, what else could that be? So basically, I'm going to have to try and remember how much TP all of my techs use. Well, it's been a long day, so let's go and get a good night's sleep again. Have you upped your prices? So your prices are dependent on the number of party members. Absolute scam. It's like, you thought you were earning money. It'd be a shame if we just doubled the cost. Back in the day when I bought a game, the first thing I do is read the manual cover to cover. I used to do the same as well. Yeah, I suppose that is a good point, isn't it? Yeah, I guess because it's an old game. I guess back then you would have just read the manual and I guess it would have said in there. I could always use one bed. It's not that kind of game. Okay, so how are we doing for money? Because we do need probably to upgrade Reese's stuff because his gear is terrible. I really hate the UI. It's so bad. I have to like stare at the equipment screen for a bit to understand what I'm actually looking at for what I've got equipped. But torso is garments, feet is boots, and I don't have a buckle. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to assume we probably do want to upgrade Reese's armor. So we probably want hunting armor or something like that. Boots and buckle, it looks like that, doesn't it? Alright, well, let's check the armor shop. So vest I think was for Mew. Pretty sure ribbon is as well. I like how Mew is basically pretty much like a cast near. She looks kind of similar. She uses claws. She uses the same kind of gear. Again, no spoilers if that is like an actual thing, but it's just something I've noticed. I mean, it's not exactly subtle. Okay, so we can't get anything good in this town. So I guess Mew is to level 2, so I guess we can try and get Mew to level 3. Then we can move on. You like the jaunty shop tune, so do I. So I think we have to go back to the first town. I feel like every single enemy is faster than us. Okay, so was this town here? Was this... I can't know if this is the one with the hunting armor or not. So I think, is this Yata, I think? Yeah, this is Yata, okay. So let's check the armor shop here. I do love how every single town just looks identical so far. Okay, hunting armor. I think we get that for Reese, just to help him out a bit. I know it's most of our money, but it's fine. Is a buckle a shield as in buckler? That's a really good point. It could be. Because I don't think there is a dedicated slot for shield. Unless shield just goes in hand, possibly. Yeah, honestly, not sure. Let's have a look on Mew, actually. So the minute Mew just has the vest. Actually, no, she doesn't. She has a ribbon in her right hand as well. That's a weapon. Yes, I guess buckle could be either like an armor item or it could be a shield. Let's look at this hunting armor. Okay, that is slightly better. Her head has a ribbon. Ah, yes it is, yeah. Again, this is the UI. Also, why is like head and right hand and left hand, why are they inset? And the item is off, right, justified to the left. Yeah, it's like the indenting is reversed. I think that's what's throwing me off. It's all very confusing. Phantasy Star III Generations of Jank, it really does feel that way. Slot first, item second. The indentation is weird, probably because they wanted more characters for the item. Yeah, I guess that would be an explanation for it, wouldn't it? Nightmare difficulty equipment screen. Yeah, it could even be a localization thing, couldn't it? Okay, so do we need to heal? Probably not. How close is Mia to leveling anyway? Is she anywhere near? 7. I will say I do like actually having a readout that tells me how much experience I need, rather than having to go to an NPC to tell me. So thanks for that, Phantasy Star III. You did one thing right. Okay, so... The guide here actually says it recommends favouring anti and resta for attacks. I guess that kind of makes sense at the minute because we've only got 2 party members. Yeah, Richard, it could be, I suppose, if they were using things like katakana, if they use like half-width katakana, I guess they could probably fit more characters in. Spent all the budget on battlefield backgrounds and new town tile sets. Just make the menu look like playing cards, we've got to ship it in a week. So again, I do want to know more about the development of this game because obviously things weren't ideal with it. I think we covered it a bit last time, but am I right in thinking that this game, it was rushed? We got 8 Mezette from that. Yeah, I've heard a few things. I've heard that it was rushed. I've heard that it was made by a different team. I think when I looked up some stuff, I think Am I right in saying that Reiko Kodama didn't work on this one? It was the Golden Axe team. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. That actually makes a ton of sense. There's just elements of this game that do look very Golden Axe. I think Draken pointed out last time. But yeah, certain elements of this do really remind me of Golden Axe. Might have been, but it could have been, yeah, a different team with Rush Deadline, maybe. So Mia's got a level. Phantasy Star Generations of Golden Axe. So it's 66 Mazars, so we do need a bit more money to get another claw for Mia. If you look behind a tree, you can find Death Adder. I played a ton of Golden Axe when I was younger. I don't think I ever completed it. I'll be honest, I always preferred Streets of Rage. Anytime today, game. Thank you. Completed it several times. Yeah, you're far better than me then. I just got destroyed whenever I played Golden Axe. Musician from 3 was later adopted into the 4 team. Okay. Yuzo Koshiro's music is so good. It really is. I think Streets of Rage is one of the very few game soundtracks I actually bought. Also, yeah, I think I had a very similar cartridge mist. I definitely had one that had Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, and Shinobi on it. Did I miss the end of 2? So Phantasy Star 2, yeah, we finished it last stream. We didn't really have any issues with the end this time, so it went much smoother. But yeah, the VOD should still be up for it though, Tar. So it's right at the start of the VOD. I think it's like the first, I want to say what, maybe the first hour or so of the stream, maybe? Hour and a half, maybe? Yeah, the VODs will always be up on YouTube. They do keep them on Twitch for a bit as well, but unfortunately on Twitch the VODs get deleted after so long. But the YouTube VODs will always be up. Sorry, I've missed that. Oh, no worries. So it's always there if you want to go and see it, so... And you haven't missed much with Phantasy Star III, believe me. Oh. Mew has been poisoned. So we haven't got to the stage of cyborgs being immune to poison yet, then. You catch up soon. Oh, cheers. But could you just like use anti? Now I think cat boat level. Our anti's level 4, so you would hope it works. How much TP does it use? 5. Okay, that's quite a lot, and it didn't seem to get rid of poison. So was that a failed anti? Because I'm assuming anti is meant to get rid of poison, so I'm guessing, because I know someone earlier said that anti can fail, so I'm assuming that was a failed anti. Because if that's the case, if it's costing 5 TP and still having a chance of failing, I might just carry antidotes. I mean, I have some with me anyway, but... Can you just keep casting? We are still poisoned. That's what I said, the items would be better than anti. Yeah, it seems kind of pointless. Particularly when it's like 5 TP per cast. So another long hard day. Fighting chirpers. Yeah, like I said, I will try and get the mods working for next time, because otherwise this is going to be an extremely slow playthrough. So I just want to get a little bit more money just so I can get immune of the claw. Cyborg is mostly human. The human part got poisoned. Honestly, as well, I really miss not having the character sprites on screen. I really like that in Phantasy Star 2, and it's a shame not to have it in this. Seven Mazetta. Wow. Yeah, we'll use an antidote. Now you can let me use that on someone. Yes, good. Why don't the Rappies play dead in this game and waste 3 turns while you wait for them to run off? They hadn't discovered that tech yet. They spent all the animation budget on parallax clouds. Yeah, I mean, the parallax clouds is a very nice effect for the time. Oh, sorry, I need to get past that music. It's just a shame about everything else, because another thing I've just kind of noticed as well is that the enemies in their idle state just don't animate, which I'm pretty sure they did in Phantasy Star 2. They only do anything when they attack, and even then they just kind of vibrate a bit. Phantasy Star 2 got some hate for not having backgrounds. I always wondered if they traded battle characters for backgrounds because of that. Yeah, potentially. I mean, the lack of backgrounds, it was very noticeable in Phantasy Star 2. It did kind of put me off at first because it looks very weird. Well, I think the more I played the game, the less I noticed it. As weird as that sounds. I think just because I was enjoying the game, the lack of the backgrounds didn't really bother me that much. Oh god, that music is so bad. Animation 3 is a step back. Like PS2's attacking character sprites. Yeah, I thought it was really nice. You really just poisoned her again. You absolute arse. It is very grating. The blue grid fits the Phantasy Star 2 vibe. It gives it a very 80s music and vaporwave look. Yeah, I see that. Okay, so first we need to find the person who gets rid of poison. Heard that Phantasy Star II was mostly done on the Master System before Sega told them they needed to put it on the Genesis instead in like a month. It's not bad going then to get it on the Mega Drive in that short time. No free healthcare. Shocking. I guess while we're here we can go and check, see if there's a claw as well. First of all, it feels like Phantasy Star 1 where we're just constantly abusing the heal NPCs. Okay, do you have a weapon for Mew? I don't think so. So I guess we can go to another town. All I want is another claw from you, just so... What would Force SLR be? It's funny because all I can think is Slayer. Oh yeah, it could be Slasher. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Slasher was in Phantasy Star 2. Yeah, that makes way more sense. I seem to get more enemies in the encounters now, and I'm assuming it's because I've got Mew as a party member now. I'm sure some of the other games have done that as well, where the encounters, like the number of encounters increase in terms of the number of monsters on screen. I think there's slices in Phantasy Star 3, okay. Okay, so... We'll go back to this previous town because I think that might be where the claw is. At least we're getting a little bit of money and some experience on the way. Yeah, the weird hanging after like every round is really strange. Maybe it's to give you time to like cancel the auto turn, I'm not sure. It feels very jarring. Right, so let's check the weapon shop here. Okay, you do have a claw. It is almost all our money. But we're going to get more fights on the way back anyway, so... And we've probably got a bit of gear we can sell anyway, to be honest. So look up this first, and then we will check to see if there's anything we can sell. Okay, so right hand is claw, left hand is empty. Yeah. Hash thing and slasher. Okay, so at least she has second claw now, so that will help. I should probably see actually if there's anything I can get rid of just to get a bit of money back. We can sell the garment, I guess, because we're using the hunting armor now. And that's probably about it at the minute. Seven Mazzetto, wow. The bots are back. I'll just take care of that. And it's gone. Sadly, no drops. No, unfortunately. Okay, so where are we going now? The guide is saying it recommends favouring rest ante. I'll see how I go with this, so I can always come back and change it later if I need to. It says, Reese should be around level 5. Mine is like 7. It's kind of a weird guide because I seem to be out-leveling the guide, but not getting enough Mazzetto, which is a very weird predicament to be in. So I'm going to assume we're going to need to escapipe that army as well if we're going to a dungeon, because I think we're doing a dungeon next. Guessing the guide doesn't buy as many items as you do. Maybe, yeah. I do tend to kind of overbuy. Anyone that saw the end of Phantasy Star II knows that I basically filled everyone's inventories with trimerts. Let's see, what have we got? 1, 2. So we've got 2 monumates there. We do kind of need to escapipe as well. How much is an escapipe? 50. That is a problem. Okay, so we need to go to the Island Cave. Actually, it says grab the escapipe in case you need it, so I wonder if there's one there. I guess what I can do is I can save state it now and then see. So apparently I need to talk to our cyborg loving dude again. Welcome aboard, there's someone holed up in the cave on the island here who stole the gem. That didn't take long. See the palace down there in the muck? Our oldest legend says the evil Dark Force is trapped there by the Sword of Arachio. Well, I don't want to go there yet. Not after last stream. I like how it just mentions that and then just continues anywhere. So yeah, you don't want to deal with that. But just know it's there. Know that this horrible evil is there. Okay, so I guess we don't go there yet. Which I'm quite happy about. I'm assuming we go in here. That's a theme. Again, kind of hard to look at. Like those stairs in front of me, I'm assuming they are going up. I remember this song from somewhere. It's probably been remixed somewhere. I can also kind of recognize it. I suppose if you live next to a sealed evil in a can for a millennium, you stop worrying about it. It's like, that'd be fine, he's been there a long time. He doesn't cause any problems. Ah, yeah, it played in the palace, didn't it? Yeah. I'm just reading the guide, so now I've got an idea where I'm going. Okay, so that is the way out. Okay, so yeah, I guess you come down from those stairs. That's quite confusing because you go up into the cave and then you enter the cave going down. Okay. Okay, so the west side of the cave I need to go, apparently. That's a lot of enemies. Oh, poisoned immediately. Yeah, I've got to say, Mew is feeling very like Nair. You know, the whole attacking twice before anyone gets a shot. $33 Mazetta. I feel like I've won the lottery, given everything we've had so far. I think I'll just do what I did in Phantasy Star II, honestly. Because I suggest not trying to depoison until you want to heal a character. Yeah, I suppose it's just a waste of TP if you use anti and a waste of items if you use antidotes, isn't it? I suppose if they're not in a situation where you need to heal them, there's no point. Just for anyone who knows, if I exit this dungeon and go back to the ship, would the ship just take me back to the island I was on? Just so I know whether it's safe to save it. I think you can keep taking the ship back and forth. Okay. You can go back and use the ship. Ah, cool. I thought that might be the case because, again, it would be really easy to soft lock yourself, I guess. But given that you can soft lock yourself right at the start, I wouldn't also be surprised if you could here. Okay, we'll just have a look around. Okay, so the AI, not the smartest there, just tried poisoning the character that was already poisoned. Makes you wonder where Mazetta comes from. Perhaps they're on the Iron standard. One rat killed equals one Mazetta. Inexplicably, but we do seem to be getting just more Mazetta here for some very similar fights. Okay, now we're both poisoned. I've got a couple of antidotes with me, so it's fine. Yeah, the music changing is very strange because, like there, it changed to the more positive theme before I even attacked. I kind of like the idea behind the music changing depending on the situation, but I don't think it's done particularly well in this. It feels way too sudden. But I guess they kind of built on that, and then obviously in games like PSO, you've got the kind of the blending of the music. Although once you play PSO for so long, you kind of know when the music's going to change between the two versions. Oh, nice. That solves that problem then. So I think, are we still okay? Yeah, I think we're alright. Maybe after the next fight, if Reese takes another big hit, we might have to heal. Okay, I think I actually need to tell them what to do here. Apologies for the music. Ah, can I not attack the guy at the back because these ones are in front? Is that a thing in this game? So it doesn't appear I can target one at the back. That's interesting. Melee can't, but range might be able to. Okay. So we're adding a little bit more complexity to the fights, at least, I guess. It's interesting because I can kind of see where some of the ideas are coming from. But they are obviously starting to experiment a lot more with the game. Okay, we're getting a lot more money here. I'm glad I saved that because I've been ambushed. Yeah, just keep using poison. The combat is so slow. Okay, I think we got lucky there. You got a level as well. Cool. Okay, I think... Yeah, I think I am going to use... Yeah, I've got a couple of antidotes. And I think Mew can use Resta on Reese. I don't know if I want to use the second one yet. Yeah, these guys are fine. The only danger we've got is if one of the big guys shows up and does fire, because the fire does quite a lot of damage. It's hitting about 14, 15. Another treasure. Damn it. You spoil me. Yeah, we are getting much better money here. This is probably a really good farming place, honestly, just to get some gear. Kind of weird that there's such a disparity in the payouts between here and just outside. Oh, another antidote. I'll tell you what, and since we've got another one, why don't we use one on Mew? Gotta say, I'm not liking that our cyborg girl can be poisoned. She needs a PSO immunity. And because I'm probably going to get poisoned again, it's probably worth just healing her up while I can. And we'll get to use a tech just because it saves saves our items a little bit. I mean, if we don't get poisoned here, I'll be very surprised. I actually managed it. I'm really surprised, actually. I've really got a level cool. Okay, I've got this fight again. Yeah, just use normal attacks, that's fine. I gotta say, some of the enemy designs in this are really weird from what I've seen so far. I know it's still really early, but yeah, enemy designs are definitely not traditional. Hello. We'll just save this. See, that sounds like it's playing like the bad music, despite the fact I've killed half the enemies. I've got to say, this has really helped us with the money at least. Yeah, hello. This is Lyle. Hi, I'm Lyle. Yes, I do have the sapphire. So this is the guy that had the gem we were talking about, okay. I don't really need it, so you're welcome to it. I stole it for absolutely no reason. I'd like to join you on your adventures, but I have other things to do now. See you around. Look at his face. He is extremely smug. It is basically that emote he's in, isn't it? So you, what, stole a gem, had no use for it, and then just gave me it anyway. Fine. Kind of miss the manga style in too. Yeah, I mean, they've definitely changed the art style up. I do still like this though. See you, Lyle. We just found a sapphire inside. Cool. Okay, so it says take the boat back to Yata. How are we doing? Because are we near leveling? Because if we're near leveling, I might as well just walk back and get the experience on the way. 41. 10. We love Lyle. Man, I can't fault him yet. He literally just gave us a sapphire for seemingly no reason. Yeah, we'll try and walk back just to get some experience on the way, but if we get low health, we'll just use the escape. Oh, Reese is poisoned again. I will say that since Mio's joined us, it has helped a lot. Just having a second party member, it's made a big difference. I'm going to count these as the Zubats of Phantasy Star 3 because it seems like they're almost the only thing in the cave. I guess you could say Rattatas, but you know if you play Pokemon that every single cave has Zubats in it. At least they don't have their guts out. Not yet. Okay, so I think that was the escapade chest, so that's fine. See, it's different. They're red now. The blood red flower is not easy on the eyes. Yeah, it's not the nicest thing. I'm not even sure why it's red. Oh look, we're both poisoned. Well, you got a level at least. Yeah, it's certainly an interesting choice to go with a bright red floor. Yeah, it was the first one called Eindon, and then it's Svidon. Yeah, I guess it's meant to be Svidon. Yeah, like Ein, zwei, drei. It's almost a shag carpet look. Yeah, so these are Eindons, yeah, and the other ones are, well, Spheredons, I think it shows them as, but yeah, I'm guessing it's meant to be Svidon. I know we've said about like the lack of animation really for the monsters, but honestly, it's not far off the amount of animation in some of the Pokemon games. Even some of the later ones, honestly. Was it down here? You can keep using poison all you want. You cannot poison me when I'm already poisoned. Yeah, I will say as well, I suppose at least we do have different backgrounds for different areas. You know, the cave background is actually a different background to the overworld background in terms of the battle, more than you get in Final Fantasy. Honestly, I've never played the really old Final Fantasy games. I think the earliest one I've played is maybe 6. Oh, I've got a shield. I think I say it in the video that's going out on Tuesday, but I've never been a huge JRPG fan, honestly. Mainly just because of the time commitment to get into them. Yeah, I mean, I've played some of the later ones, like, you know, I've played pretty much from 6 onwards. And then I skipped some of the latest ones, like I haven't played 15 or 16. So let's test this. Let's see where the shield goes. I'm going to assume it's going to replace one of the hands. Yeah. So our sword is two-handed, so we don't want that. So buckle must be an actual like clothing item, as in like a belt buckle. The 2, 4, and 4 and 6. 4, 6 on the SNES. I always remember that they've got different names, like different numbers depending on where you are in the world as well. Like Phantasy Star better even 3. Yeah, it was like 3 or 6, wasn't it? I think over here it was 6. I think Final Fantasy enemies weren't animated until 7, but the player characters were. Not having that is a bit jarring for Phantasy Star 3. I mean, I'm guessing there must be a reason that they cut out the player character models. Maybe it was like time constraints or something. It could be anything. Could be space on the disc, or well, space on the carriage. You know, or it could have just been time constraints. I suppose we don't know, unless it's been said in an interview somewhere. But how is our health doing? 18 out of 50. Right, Mew, you can heal Reese again. Oh, he's poisoned. I'd have noticed that. Run space is very constrained, that's my best guess. I would assume so. I mean, that's one of the first things I would go for. Yeah, I've never been a huge JRPG fan. Like I said, I mean, for Phantasy Star, I got into the series through PSO, so I'd never really tried the classic games before. Eugene, I can optimize Phantasy Star 1 so hard that there is an enemy model people still can't find in the ROM to this day. Was it just an unused one, or...? Well, I for one quite enjoyed not being poisoned. Yeah, the weird hanging battle is gonna kind of get on my nerves a bit, but also it just feels super weird, the battle just kind of stopping for a while. And I'm saving it after every single battle, but I really don't want to run into an enemy that just destroys me and lose a lot of progress, so... It's definitely in the game. The game is so optimized that hackers can't find the graphic. I will say, I mean, on the Sega Ages version, you have, there's like a bestiary that you can check. And I think even after I finished the game, I think I'd only had about 60 or 70% of the enemies. I know it's a bit painful getting these battles so often, but at least it's getting us some good money, which we do desperately need. Are you gonna poison me? Hoping we need the exit because Mia's getting quite low on health and she's poisoned as well, so hopefully we can get out soon. I'm tempted to just use the escape, to be honest. I think we've had quite a few fights, so yeah, Reese got a level. That's maybe a good time to escape then. Yeah, I'm gonna escape. Okay, so I think that's all we have to do in that cave. This guy's already on the grinding mindset. It's a case of having to. To be honest, the grinding mindset was embedded with Phantasy Star II. And this game's just continuing it, so... Okay, so we just need to take the boat back. Cool. But to be fair, I already had kind of a grinding mindset, you know. Played PSO for years. I'm quite glad I saved because they could potentially one-shot me. Oh, one health and a dream. Please don't hit me again. do we really have to access it from a specific tile from here? Yeah. I am Will. Okay, well, first we need to get rid of the poison. How much money have we got anywhere? I feel like we earned quite a bit from that. 550, so yeah, not too bad. Definitely a lot more comfortable now, at least. So, first thing is we need to get rid of the poison, which I believe you do in the church. Or like the upstairs part of the church, I think it is. Yeah, just the casual nurse's office in the church. Or is the church inside the hospital? These are the real questions. I mean, a church inside a hospital would make more sense. I mean, the hospital I work at does have a chapel, so... But I think in this case it is hospital inside a church. Given that the icon in there, you know, is more symbolic of a church, I guess. I'm tempted to change Mew's tech distribution because I'm mainly using REST at the minute. I know later on apparently Garesta is much better. So Resta is the ready orange one. So if I max out Resta, it basically reduces anti, which is fine because we're mainly going to use antidotes anyway. And we start level 4, get Resta with that. It's only 10% and a horrible slow walk towards the building so you can change it. Honestly, the walk is the worst thing. Maybe that's why it's so cheap, because they realise, you know, if it clearly had a long walk to get here, we'll give you it on the cheap. That also does improve our reverser a bit as well. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. I have no idea if that took or not. Yes, it did. Good. Yeah, dude just says, please be careful. Doesn't tell you if he's actually done the job. So, next up. Okay, so they recommend just stocking up on heal and stuff mainly. And selling the shield, apparently. Why is this guy able to configure text if nobody has seen a line for 1,000 years? Lines are the only ones able to use text. Which is interesting because Mew can use text. I'm assuming there's maybe a reason that gets explained. So I think for now, it's probably best to stock up on baits and antidotes, really. I think at the minute, I probably find it's getting monomates. I don't really feel like I have a real reason to get diamates yet. My health's still quite low, so... We come full circle in the PSO2 wider universe where casts can use text again. I mean, to be fair, they could use text in PSU as well. Just not very well. Let's get a couple of antidotes. We'll give Mew some items as well. Phantasy Star 4 got that right as well, not gonna lie. I guess it could be, like someone said earlier, obviously in PSO they're not cyborgs, they are just straight up androids in PSO. So I guess that makes more sense. Eventually we'll get to it, yeah. This is like the test to get to Phantasy Star 4. It's like the admission test, you have to get through this first. I know I've said it a few times, but I don't know at this point how much of this we'll play. I understand it's in different generations. I want to do at least one generation of it, and then I'll probably make a decision after that and decide what I want to do. Okay, so it changes in focal. I'll just say, just anyone watching, if there's anything about Phantasy Star 4 in particular, I don't want any spoilers really for 4, just because, I've never played that game, so definitely don't want any spoilers on 4. I'm happy to be sort of backseated a bit for 3, though. What I did was read a guide through the generations in YouTube for the ending cutscenes after finishing the first playthrough. I can understand that. I mean, it's been a bit of a slog. I wouldn't say I've hated it. I mean, it's still kind of fun, but I definitely feel like I had a better time with 1 and 2 so far. Okay, so how many items we got now? So we've got 1 monomate, 2. So he's got 5. And Mew has 2. So we'll get maybe 1 or so for Mew. In PSO2 casts are total cyborgs, yeah, pretty much. Can we say NGS has the Phantasy Star 3 curse? I mean, I guess... A daily NGS slander moment. Yeah, I mean, I suppose like in NGS it's weird, isn't it? Because... And I mean, I guess in PSO2 as well, there is kind of no real downside to casts using text. I can't remember if in PSO2 if there's like a very minor stat difference between the races. Honestly, can't remember. Where it's like not enough to be an issue. I'll just get 1 more antidote for Reese. And then what I will buy while I've got the money is I will get another escapipe actually. It's a bit tight for tech weps, okay. I think they can still do it, can't they? I think it's just, it's a little bit harder. No, because I play Cast Hero and the Talus is always the last one to unlock. Yeah, I seem to remember in base PSO2 that there was some stat differences between the races, but I don't remember it being as extreme as PSU. You know, in PSU, you know, casts can technically use techniques, but it's really, really rough. And the same for Newman's with melee in PSU as well. And I did Newman melee in PSU when I played. actually also recommend selling the shield. I guess because we're not using it, we're using two-handed sword anyway, so... You can barely meet the minimum requirement, okay. $25 Mazetta, wow. I might have to put a sound alert on the hydrate because quite often I just don't notice it. You had to get to level 75 on certain classes to boost your chi attack as well, so it's definitely a bit tough. Yeah, I don't think I've really tried it much in PSO2. I know I looked into it in PSU and it was almost impossible. It was like, yeah, you can do it, but why would you? The answer is because why not? Okay, so it says head directly east from Yata and go into a circle of mountains. Class titles when you get 75 give you base stats for every character in the account. Oh, okay. So you basically just do that to get more base stats so that you can make cast viable. So directly east from Yata. So I'm going to assume that this is where we went before and got obliterated. I just realised Mew is still on 1 health, so hopefully no one attacks. Yeah, we'll just save that in case we get ambushed on the way back. I did everything else apart from healing Mew. Oh, come on. And we got a level as well. Worth it. Okay, let's actually heal Mew. Okay, no one is poisoned. I need to check that every time I got a heal now because I will just forget. Okay, now we can go east of the town. It's kind of weird looking at the sprites, like the overworld sprites in this game. In one aspect there's a little bit more detail, but there's also no detail whatsoever on the faces. It's very weird. Yeah, I think the experience in Mazetta must just be based on the area. Because even when you get in the super easy fights in the cave, they were still given more experience and more Mazetta. So it said go east. Go into a circle of mountains and you should see a temple. ambushed again. The chirpers are waiting for me. Okay, so I'm assuming it means here. Because this time I want to make sure that they attack this guy first. I like how this guy has a different cursor. I don't know why that is, but sure. Again, I apologize for the music. Okay, so that would be the temple it's on about. Ignore the temple for now, okay. And enter the cave just above. I like to imagine this Rappy was just waiting, sorry, this chirper was just waiting for me in the entrance of the cave. I think we are slightly faster than them now, which is nice. The sapphire glows and you are inside. Oh. That is a slight tonal shift. I was not expecting it to go super high tech all of a sudden. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I'll give it that. I'm just looking here actually. Apparently the sapphire is also a buckle item. Is that correct? It is. Yeah, that is a massive shift, isn't it, in like visuals? I'm going from like very old school sort of classic fantasy to a literal RGB rev. Maybe it's Mother Brain coming back. Okay, next part of guide. In the guide you followed, you were a stone's throw away from recruiting another android before giving up. It will make sense. This passage is filled with stronger monsters. I hope you leveled up good in the cave. Define good. Okay, so the entrance, go up and right. Alternatively, walk near the entrance. That so far appears to be the same enemies. I'm assuming these are not the only things here though. It is really weird with the enemies how they only animate when they attack. At least the parallaxes in the background didn't obscure in the dungeon. Yeah, that was one of the big criticisms I had of 2, honestly. As much as I love the game, the parallax sort of constantly above the dungeon level was really irritating. Okay, so go to the end and take the first right. Oh, that's new. That is a weird enemy design. I guess it's meant like, I'm assuming it's a biomonster, I would guess. Again, I apologize for this horrific music. There's also a weird snail thing. Well, let's have that. But yeah, very, very weird design. I don't like that you just hit me for 14. Can you please stop attacking because you're doing far too much damage? Mean looking shark-fish bat. I mean, it's called Lobo Wing, so I guess the bottom part is meant to be a wolf. You keep using Grat. Grat is fine. That does almost no damage. I like that when it died, its enemy sprite just fell off the bottom of the screen. Yeah, I don't like those. But we did bring a lot of monomerts, so I don't feel too bad. Okay, so go up and right. Go to the end. It says at the first right, so I'm assuming it means this. Because that is a right from where I was going. That's more my speed. Yeah, maybe that is the Zubat. Although it was a bit too difficult for a Zubat, maybe that's a Golbat. Okay, let's go back up here again. I can deal with these guys, these are fine. Okay, so it says what? Go to the end. And yeah, I'm gonna go this way. So that snail enemy is called a nail. Don't poison me. Like this style dungeon in 4. Honestly, it's just really cool to see like a more sci-fi effect. Particularly in this, because everything we've seen so far has been like very, again, like classical JRPG fantasy. Okay, we don't need to get rid of the poison on Mew yet. That's fine. Yeah, why doesn't everyone just be poisoned? I do feel the poison's a little bit overkill on this. It's basically every time they do the skill that does poison, it just guarantees poison. I guess antidotes are pretty cheap, so... So I'm guessing that if you just auto-attack, it seems like it just attacks whatever the first monster is and works across. I know you can target what you want to as well if you choose, but it seems like the auto-attack just picks the first one. Okay, so there is some stairs there. It does say that right is the exit, so maybe that is the right way to go. Try it. Okay, so apparently that is a tunnel to another biome. I wonder if the way that NGS is done is kind of inspired by this. Yeah. That felt like the tunnel to like the next area. You know, in NGS you've got the tunnels between the 4 different zones, and each zone is its own unique biome. So yeah, I guess NGS kind of took this idea. Now the monitor makes sense too. Let's see. Ah, okay. So each of those globes on the monitor is a biome. Or a region, I guess. It's the first time I noticed that the moose has a tail. All this time I've thought it was holding a wand. Do you know, the funny thing is, I thought it was also holding a wand. Especially because it casts fire as well. Right, we are fine for health. So where do we need to go? Southeast. And Buzz Gull. I don't like that you can hit everyone. Now the real question is if we can leave Halfa. We do actually talk a bit about that on the podcast, actually. And some potential reasons why we think it hasn't happened yet, in terms of like the game lore. I actually really like how it's done in this game, especially when you learn more about this place later in the story. Okay. So that looks like a dungeon over there. This looks like a town. I've just realised as well, I like how the snow texture on the ground, or the ice texture, is literally just, it's the grass, but recoloured. You can tell because if you look at the bottom of the screen, it looks like strands of grass. Okay, so I guess we're in a new place. First thing we'll do is we'll talk to some people. I like to get an idea of what's going on, so I like to talk to all the NPCs. This is Rysel, stranger, a small fishing village. I immediately have questions. How much fishing are you doing when everything's frozen? Unless you're all ice fishers. We're all suffering from hunger and severe cold. I guess the fishing is not doing well then. I like how it says we're all suffering from extreme cold, yet all the buildings have the door open. Yeah, this place is just the same town, but the hedges are just recalled to kind of look like ice. You can definitely tell in this game where they have cut corners, for sure. The deadly winter came upon us without warning. We can't fish in a sea of ice, we're starving. Please help us before we all die. Very dramatic, but I get the point. We minstrels know much of the ancient legends. My favourite is one that tells of our people fleeing a terribly evil thing called Dark Force. Can we not talk about Dark Force? I have bad memories. The legend says we are the last survivors of a race that sailed between the stars. Interesting. Okay. The cogs are whirring. Okay, everyone is poisoned, so we'll get rid of that first. Who's been poisoned? Where is the option for everybody? Yeah, I think we already talked to you. Yeah, we did. Is there anyone else we can talk to? I think everyone else has apparently died of extreme cold. Okay, so we know that it's cold. I guess we've got a new town. We have a little bit of money, I think. 645 Mazetta. We should probably check gear while we're here and get healed as well. So what do we got? Hunting Claw. So I'm assuming that's just a straight upgrade from you. Hunting Staff, Hunting Shot, and Slicer. So yes, they are called slicers. I mean, I thought getting more damage from Mew would be quite good, because Mew seems really fast as well. And Reese is already using a short sword. But we'll come back to that, we'll check the armor shop as well first. What is a hunting staff? Unless the main staff, like a bow staff or something. Okay, so you sell the same stuff. Yes, I will try and get the mods working for next time, just so we don't spend the entire stream walking around a village. Did we talk to you? Yes, we did. This house had no label outside. But there's no one here. Maybe that's for something later. Okay, what have we got for armor? Steel armor, hunting vest. I can use steel armor. Force boot is funny. Is that the origin of jet boots? Okay, yes, apparently Reese can use steel armor, fair enough. So again, we might have to grind a bit because there's a few things we need here. So we'll get the steel armor for Reese. Yeah, and I think we'll get the hunting vest as well. I think we'll get the armor first. Because for damage, we're not doing too bad. Okay, that'll do for now, and then we'll grind and we'll try and get the claws from you as well. Okay, so steel armor, so we go from what, 50 defense to 62. So a bit of an increase. And Mew, you can use... So it's 35 defense up to 43. So that makes it a little bit more survivable, I guess. So let's get healed up and then we'll go outside and we'll try and get some more money. Okay, yeah, so I think the cost of this is based on the number of party members you've got. See how long it takes us to get poisoned. I guess we'll just fight around this town, because I'm guessing it's probably a decent place to level. Well, Mew just did 45 damage with one of her attacks, so I'm assuming that there's a chance of being able to crit in this. Actually, I think luck was a stat in this, if I remember correctly, so Oh, cool. Another level from you. I'm sure I remember seeing luck as a stat. Yeah. So again, just going on what I know from PSO, I'm gonna guess that maybe luck has a chance to increase crits. I'm still not sure what skill is. I assume intelligence is maybe a damage you do with text, maybe. I've got no idea what skill is. We've got speed, damage, defense. The only thing that's missing is like a kind of evasion stat, so unless it's a kind of evasion, maybe. But genuinely no idea. At least there is slightly more to the overworld theme now. I do find it funny that the attack animations for these guys is just them spinning round. They just spin the sprite round. I feel like things are speeding up slightly though. Now I think now we've got second party member and we've got some slightly better gear. I think things are picking up a little bit. Again, I know that grinding is not the most exciting thing to watch, but it's a necessity, unfortunately, in these. Start with only one experience and Mazetta was rough. Yeah, it just took forever to do anything. Because normally by the time you'd actually done a few fights, you'd need to heal, and then you go back and then you'd have to spend 5 Mazetta to heal, which was most of the money that you just earned. These guys are a bit stronger though. It's funny how it looks like the graphical fidelity went down for 3. A few people have said that, yeah, it's really strange. Again, I do wonder if it was like space constraints or because the game had to be rushed or something. I'm not sure, but it definitely, to me, doesn't look as good as 2. I know 2 is obviously a very old-fashioned looking game, but if you look at the character sprites in 2, you could still make out some details on them. Like, you could still make out like very basic facial features, maybe some elements of the outfit. In this, it is kind of a bit of a mess. Particularly looking at Reese there, I mean, you can get an idea of what he's meant to look like, but I mean, there's no real detail anywhere near his face. I'm assuming the 2 little tiny blue dots are maybe his eyes, maybe. It's really hard to tell. I'm also not sure why his hair appears to be a completely different colour in this sprite compared to this one. Okay, that still costs 5 TP. So the cost doesn't seem to change. I guess it's just the effectiveness. What's my take thus far? So far, we'll just get out of that music. Definitely not enjoying it as much as 2 so far. But I do respect that it's tried to do some new things. And so far, I don't think it's as bad as some people make it out to be. But having said that, I do still think it is a step down from 2 so far. Again, though, I'm still super early in the game, so it's kind of hard to tell. It could change completely. I mean, having said that, I mean, the complaints I've got about the slow grinding at the start, to be honest, that was kind of a problem in 2 as well, so... And again, that was kind of solved in 2 once you got some more party members, so... There is some things I straight up don't like in this, though. Like I've mentioned it before, but I really don't like the UI. I don't like the UI for the menus here. I don't like the combat UI. They are definitely a huge step down, I think. It's definitely been an interesting experience so far, though. I'm definitely happy I've been giving it a shot as well. I think I would have regretted just skipping straight to 4. As much as I know I'm probably going to love 4, I think I still would have regretted not checking this one out as well. I mean, I suppose thinking about it as well, if I'd have skipped 3, I wouldn't have known where Rappies came from. That would have been the real tragedy. They really are better than Chocobos. I mean, you know, I like Chocobos as much as any other person who plays Final Fantasy, but... You know, I spent way too much time in PSO, so Rappies are more special. I do like that when you enter the towns in this, the place you go to heal is one of the nearest shops to you. It's almost like they knew you'd be here all the time. Rappies were the original bird that had multiple variants, including the fat ones. I mean, again, I know next to nothing about the really old Final Fantasy games, so I don't know when Chocobos were introduced into Final Fantasy. Because I know both franchises started at about the same time. Still miss pizza time. We're in Final Fantasy 2, okay. I'm going to assume Final Fantasy 2 was before Phantasy Star 3. If I had to guess. Again, I know nothing about the early games though, so I could be wrong. It is kind of strange, really, like looking at the 2 franchises, because obviously they started on like very similar footing. You know, they both launched at about the same time. Both sort of trailblazers for JRPGs in general. It's kind of weird how Final Fantasy has gone on to be this like huge, absolute behemoth of a franchise. You know, that has spawned like MMOs and God knows what else. Where Phantasy Star has just kind of stayed really niche. I mean, I guess PSO2, particularly in Japan, was a massive success. Maybe that was like a high point in terms of sales for the franchise. By sales, I mean the physical packages of PSO2 and purchases in the game. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I know Sega are nowhere near the size of Sony or Nintendo. But it's just strange how two very, very similar franchises at their start branched out completely differently. As a Sega fan, it pains me to say that we lost. It's interesting because, obviously, I know when Sega pulled out the hardware market, it was devastating for a lot of people. You know, I was really, really sad when Sega pulled out the hardware market. But I think where Sega is now, even though they don't have the hardware market, they still have some very, very strong franchises. You know, I mean, games like, you know, like the Yakuza games, the Atlas games, because obviously Atlas are in with them now as well. You know, they are still pulling in serious money. I was with an arcade company in Japan, Mega Drive and consoles, after were really forgotten in Japan compared to Europe and America. That's really interesting, actually. I mean, I know that obviously they're very big in the arcade scene in Japan. The issue was Dragon Quest was the initial regulator of how JRPGs should be, in that the settings were generally medieval, and that's where Phantasy Star took a dramatic turn, emulating Star Wars more than the traditional Knights and Dragons story. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I've seen it somewhere that they said that Star Wars was kind of an inspiration, which you can see if you play Phantasy Star. Yeah, I mean, even going to like PSO, just look at the design of a saber. It's not subtle. But yeah, I guess Phantasy Star was like so far removed. Honestly though, Phantasy Star 1 is a really weird one because yes, there is this sci-fi element to it, but it's also like the character designs still kind of look classic. Episode dropped in what, 79? I genuinely can't remember what year. Full disclosure, I am not a big Star Wars fan. I have nothing against Star Wars, it's just a franchise I'm really not that familiar with. I've seen most of the major movies, but yeah, it's not something I spend a lot of time with. How are we doing for money? Can we afford some claws for Mew yet? We have 370, so maybe I'll buy one. A lot of people here still have a fever dream about Sega is making a Dreamcast 2 and Sonic Adventure 3. Yeah, I think, as much as I would like things to happen, I think it is a fever dream. For all that free-to-play monetization gives me the ick, PSU's subscription model left me feeling like I was paying for not very much since the core gameplay loop didn't hook me and the content was thin, so PSO2 works better for me. Man, honestly, I think the way that PSO2 and NGS are done in terms of monetization is mostly fine. There is a thing with NGS at the minute where they are pushing these augment capsules that are pay to win, which I don't like. But I think aside from those, the monetization aspect is pretty fair. I think it's the kind of game where, I think for PSO2 or NGS, you can play them free to play reasonably well. There are some restrictions, obviously, but it's weird to think about that. Star Wars was technically beginning in the late 70s, when if you ask the general person, they'd probably say that Star Wars started in the late 80s or 90s. Yeah, it's crazy how old the franchise is, isn't it? Okay, so we can buy one claw. So yeah, maybe we do that. We get one claw for Mew, and then we can farm for a second one. I'm just waiting for the pop-up because I saw that the Boink had started a hype train. I'm just waiting for the pop-up. Okay, so we are very poor again. Just 2 seconds, guys. I'll just check these alerts. Thank you for the racer laugh. Yeah, just 2 seconds, guys. I'll be back in a second. Ah, sorry about that. So to be honest, we don't need another console. Yeah, I think there's less need for consoles now. I think, honestly, for me anyway, at least, I know a lot of people are probably different, but for me personally, I am totally fine just playing PC now. I'm not totally convinced by the Switch 2 yet either, so... Okay, so let's get this hunting claw equipped. Don't get Switch 2. Yeah, I'm totally not convinced by it yet. There's time. I mean, there's still plenty of time for them to release something that interests me, but for now, I just don't see a reason to buy it over my current Switch. It's as powerful as a PS4, yeah, and that was more than a decade ago. I mean, I get that it's obviously a portable console. I get that it's never going to be as powerful as the other consoles this gen. But the problem is that, for me at least, is that Steam Deck exists. Now, I know obviously Nintendo has the advantage of all the first-party stuff, but... I think that is basically the only advantage at the minute. So we'll do a couple more fights and then we'll probably round out the stream for today, I think. I think we made reasonable progress. We've got to a new biome, we've got a new party member, so I think we've done alright today. I think I will never see a Switch 2 in my entire life. I had a friend that wants to Switch 2, turn it into a Steam Deck, but why not buy a Steam Deck? Yeah, I mean, I suppose the only downside of a Steam Deck is if you don't have much library on Steam. But even then, I mean, I think, you know, people have ways of making it run stuff. Not that I'm condoning that, but... And for me, I've got quite a big Steam library anyway, so for me, a Steam Deck would make way more sense. Nintendo also has the advantage of letting, if the player base can't technically own the games, then there's no such thing as producing the games at a negative income situation for them. The whole game card thing for the Switch 2 has really confused me as well. Like how some of them, you basically get the card to get a code to download it, but some of them will have the full game on. It's super weird. It's very Nintendo. Actually, since we're both a bit beaten up, let's try Garesta and just see what that's like. It is quite low level at the minute, so... Yeah, that's fairly trash at the minute. I suppose it does only take 5 TP, so... Yeah, I suppose it's not too bad, actually. We'll probably better used outside a battle. It's digital game titles with extra steps. That's what I thought. It just doesn't make much sense. Also, have you seen the box art for games that have like a Switch 1 to Switch 2 upgrade? Half of the box, like half of the cover of the box, is taken up with a huge disclaimer about how the game card works. It looks super ugly. Should probably dig out my Steam Deck. Not booted it in more than a year because my hobby time mainly playing TTRPGs or working on the tooling for running them. Perhaps when you start Phantasy Star IV, I'll play along on my Steam Deck. Oh, sounds good. I might be waiting a while though, because it might take a while to get through this. The vague recollection is that an equal level Resta versus Garesta, you want to try and hit 3 party members with Garesta in terms of HP per TP. Okay. So you're basically going to use Garesta if the majority of your party needs a heal. I guess that makes sense, it gives a reason to use both. I've been hyped to pick it up again after learning all the crunchy details of the insta-kill mechanics. Yeah, we're min-maxing heals now. Reese, how are you on half health again? Probably not going to be equal level though. One is probably going to be maxed neither about half. I think that's how mine is at the minute. I think at the minute I've got about... I think my Resta is 7 and my Garesta is 4. So we'll do one more fight. You have to in this economy. I feel like the only enemy we're getting here is these. Maybe it's just because we're right near one of the towns. Yeah, Mew's pretty strong now. At least we're getting okay Mazetta from these. Rather than one per fight. Right, so let's go back in here. Yeah, so we'll probably end that one there for today, I think. So we will do some more Phantasy Star 3 next Wednesday. I say I will try and have some of the mods working, hopefully. On Sunday, we'll be playing, I think it might be PSO again, just because I think this weekend is Rare Drop week. I could be wrong, but I think it's RDR week on Sunday. And if it's RDR week, I'm playing PSO. So yeah, we'll do probably PSO on Sunday, Phantasy Star 3 next week, and then there'll be video on Tuesday. And also, just a reminder, the podcast with Kathy should hopefully be going live. I think it's next Tuesday on Kathy's channel. I will let you guys know if that changes though. That's going to be a monthly podcast, so hopefully you guys look forward to that. Yeah, learn that there. If you enjoyed the stream, please consider the usual, like and subscribing, join as a member, the usual. And you can also follow Bluesky at SectionSkyly, and you also have a Discord you can join as well, so feel free to join us there. RDR week, but it's going to be spawn week with no drops. I mean, that's how it always works, isn't it? Thank you for the Zenchi. Yeah, we will probably get loads of rare enemies during RDR week, but no actual drops because that's how it always works. But we'll try. But yeah, I will see you guys on probably Saturday for the Discord event, then Sunday for the PSO stream. So whatever you're doing, hope you have a good week, and I will see you guys then. See you guys.